You may say angels, gods, star people. It's all the same thing. We are unity consciousness. Unity consciousness is a collective of energy in a space where no one and nothing exists. You have come here before. You have been part of unity consciousness in your sleep time, before earth time, after earth time. So you are familiar with these names and with this energy space. However, this is the part that you choose to forget once you incarnate on the planet. This collective energy supports everything and everyone at all times. It's not part of your star system. So when you say people are from the stars and unity consciousness, there is difference. Even star people go to the nothingness, the 0 point, the blackness, to birth their own creations. Think of it as the starting point for everything and nothing. So when we refer to star people or the stars in your current system of what you see, this is all the manifestation of Earth. This is all the manifestation of different timelines. If you want to understand the difference between timelines, that's when we say look to the stars. They write the story and the history of what's come before and what will come. The stars are a complete manifestation from the nothingness as an imprint to the manifestation of which creation starts. You can think of crystals as the stars inside the earth. They hold energy, they hold information, they hold healing powers and properties created from the earth, from the inside. Stars are the same thing, but created from the outside. So as the earth evolves, as consciousness on the planet evolves, as Mother Earth herself evolves, as the sun evolves, as the moon evolves, more and more stars will evolve. And it's because it's still creating. It's still creating timelines. It's still creating people. So energies and people came from stars before the earth even existed. This is why in a human experience you have such a connection to the stars. It's your birth chart, it's your roadmap, it's your collective family consciousness that keeps you connected to your ancestors. It's reflective and seasonal of what is happening on the earth. That's why you feel such a strong connection to the star systems and astrology and what is going on, what is the current of the astrology, because you literally feel that in your energetic field in your body. So if you can look at the stars as a reflection of you, that's when you can harness the energy of it. Before your incarnation, you planned out your birth chart or your star chart or your astrological imprint as a code or as a story to yourself. The personality traits, the numbers, all of the things that go along with that is what you decided before you came. That's how you choose the birth day and the birth time, or the incarnation day and the incarnation time, to its exact point, for your story to play out as you decided before. And before you came here, the story that you decided to have and to play was not your decision only. Yes, you have the final choice of what that is. However, you have unity consciousness to talk this over with, to help you decide, to ask, what do you want to experience next? What will evolve the soul? How can this lifetime impact or evolve the soul, the earth, the collective? It's always these three. So are you from the star people? Yes, that's where people started, before there was an earth manifest. Is your soul from a star? Your soul is created through the unity collective consciousness. It's an aspect of it all. It's a reflection, it's a fraction, it's a fractal of unity consciousness that's manifest into what you want to see today, or what you are today, who you are today. So at some point, depending on how old your soul is, you have been a Pleiadian, a Sirian, a Lemurian, an Atlantean, an ET, a baby, an infant, a teenager, an adult, a grandparent. You have been it all. It's the same evolvement. We are answering the questions from before. Do you have any more?
Wow, that was quick.
Because we want to move on.
No, no. My other question is, how do we use that energy? But being that energy is already us, is it naturally just being used? Is that just as we are our true selves? The energy that we've encoded just naturally flow through.
Can you simplify your question?
So we designed this chart. We designed our astrological charts. We designed what the energies are. How do we harness those energies?
By the understanding of you created that. By the understanding of this is my soul chart, or this is my birth chart. This is the personality traits that I chose to be in. This is the month that I chose to be born in. These are the people that I chose to collectively come into this experience with. Then you can take responsibility and ownership of that. And remember, those decisions were made for the self, for the planet, and for the collective. It's not just for your self experience.
Yeah.
So how can you use that to your advantage? It's like knowing the answers to the test. You know the answers to the test. Time to ask different questions, maybe?
Yeah, that's it. That's my...
So astrology will change because new stars will come into your system. As planet Earth evolves, collective consciousness evolves. More stars and more star constellations will appear, which will evolve your whole understanding of astrology. Because now that there are new stars, what does they mean? How do they impact us? All of these kinds of things. So what astrology does not take into consideration at this point of time in your planet and in your understanding is the power of the moon and the sun. It's kind of separated in a way because the sun is forever evolving and the moon is a new moon. So literally a new moon, not an astrology new moon. It's been replaced. So this new moon is the most powerful in terms of electromagnetic pull that this planet has ever been on. So in terms of where the moon is in your house or rising or in some sort of your chart, the power of that is times 100, not times 10. It's literally times 100 because of the structural and magnetic pull that it now has on the planet. So you will see more extreme is a too strong a word, but you will see more pull when it comes to the moon things in charts at this time. The sun is about to do the same thing. The sun is about to evolve so much so that being in the sun will cause a natural dopamine effect on humans that are evolved to a level of capacity that can hold a light. So going outside or being in the sun literally for 10 minutes will be like what you would call a high.
Wow.
This is not very far away. So what has happened is that the sun has had to upgrade its energetic reflection of itself because of the moon, because of the pull to hold itself in position. It has to upgrade. So it's doing that. And of course, that's how so much light will continue to unfold on the planet, both literally and literally. Literally meaning you will have more sun time in your day, or your days will be extended. You will have more time in the sun as opposed to nighttime. And metaphorically, as in light beings coming to light. It will give this high effect to humans that are already enlightened or awakened or on that path. For the rest, it will accelerate their light. So some people may feel the symptoms of that quite harshly. However, that's a timeline that they've chosen. And some people will go to sleep 3D and wake up a profound person. What you would consider a profound person. And they will have no idea why. They would go to sleep scrolling on Instagram or whatever they're doing, and then wake up and know the answers of how the world was created. Yes, very cool. So, science and your scientists will say, and there is a storyline, that the sun is exploding or the sun has implosions. Stay away from the sun. We don't know what it's doing. It's off the radar. It's off the charts. But it's not harmful. They just don't have a measuring stick or a measuring tool to understand what is going on, because they are not factoring in anything else other than the energetic vibe, the energetic field that it's giving to them, because that's why they're measuring it off heat and energy, which is the wrong measuring tool. They need to measure the light. So a lot of people have been asking for, when is everybody moving to this fifth dimensional existence? When is everybody going to move up? When are the upgrades coming? When is disclosure coming? This effect from the sun will tie in with disclosure, and disclosure is already happening. We can say that very honestly and fairly. People are having interactions with all kinds of dimensional beings like you are today. So actually, you've been having interactions with dimensional beings every time you would say, quote unquote, go to church. Who are you talking to? Hello. So anything that you are talking to outside of you or connecting to energetically is a disclosure moment. It's your belief that there is something else more than you. However, in terms of seeing a unknown foreign thing, this will happen once the sun is gone through its upgrade, because now collectively you can hold so much light and they will not, and people will be on the vibrational level to accept unknown, as opposed to causing a harsh timeline of panic or anything like that. War against the unknown or all of those kinds of things, because that has been the go-to on this planet for such a long time. So the amazing thing about the new moon was that it created water coding, or coding in your water, which created huge upgrades everywhere on the planet. Thank you. And new species being found in the water of algae, of coral, of sea moss, of things that you still haven't even gotten to yet, of jellyfish, of 100-kilo octopuses, right? It's undiscovered all of these things, and it's also brought up hidden cities, hidden land, hidden things. So what the sun is going to do is exactly the same thing. It's going to birth and life and create species of trees, of plants, of sand. There's a different species of sand or a different example of sand that we haven't seen before. And that is going to heal a lot of the areas that Mother Earth needs. So embrace the sun, be in the sun, put children in the sun. I mean, that's what animals do. They just lay in the sun all day long. Because they know that that's the connection. That's the real connection. So with the upgrade of the sun, the upgrade of the moon, the upgrade of the planet, we can already establish and tell you, because you already know, and it's in your vibrational timeline, that the financial system as you currently know it will be going. You guys will be bringing in the unity currency as a new form of energy exchange and currency. So the next thing is the upgrade of the planet. So talking about 5D, 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 that is not the end of the soul and of the planet's evolution. We don't stop at a hexagon. There is more. The more light touches the planet, like surface of the planet and the people of the planet, it is undeniable that the planet will evolve. So therefore, you are part of the planet, you will evolve. So if we can ask you to embrace what a 6-dimensional life and timeline would look like. This will prepare you energetically to start expansion. And to live in a timeline, this is why so many people chose this timeline and this collective, because this is the first time in the evolution of the planet that so much is happening in the same time without the restart. So, new moon, new sun, upgraded planet, everybody moving to a 4D. Minimal. There will be very, very, very little contribution to the 3D timeline once the sun upgrades. Then you need to start creating what's next in that world and what's next for you, because you are the creator. You are co-creating with each other. You are co-creating with the planet, with the collective, with the self. Do you have any questions as we'd like to move on?
No.
Okay. You are part of unity consciousness and part of this planet experience and part of the planet and part of everything else at the same time. You are not unlike the other beings that can have soul fragments in other places at other times. Your soul is projected as light into this physical body of light. It doesn't necessarily mean that your whole soul is here at all times. There are fragments of your soul doing other work in other places. This is what a light worker is called. It's not as linear as I'm here to bring light. It is multifaceted. It is, you are a light source. And your light is in your soul, which is projected into a human body at this point of time. Your soul's work can also have other human experiences in other timelines, in other dimensions, in the now moment. It could also be working off planet. Why we are sharing this understanding is trying to make the definition of the body the soul, because the way to keep people 3D or linear thinking is to think that you are here in this body and here for one mission only. If we can try to get people to understand it is an energy ball that is constantly stretched and moving and fragmented off and reflective and vortexual. This is the middle of the vortex, for example, this experience right here. But you know you have the energetic body. You know you have your light body. What is keeping that understanding that that's all that it is in this very experience is your belief of the linear timeline. Just like now you can think of your family member, your mother, for example, and you can close your eyes and you can think about her. Part of your fragment of your soul is now gone to visit her. That's how she can pick up the phone and call you, because your soul is there. She can feel that. So the thought carries the soul, or the thought carries the vibration and the energy of the message. But if you want to say the physical aspect, which is not physical, but the physical aspect is a fragment of your soul already went there, because that's how powerful you are. When you're planning a holiday or a trip, your soul is already there. The fragments of your soul. Sending you messages, come here, wow, this is amazing. I'm going to go check this out before you come here. So if you add another layer to this and another level to this, if you are thinking about somebody that has transitioned, your soul is with them. Where is that? In the ether? In the heavens? in the whatever you want to call it. Which means your soul has not just traveled to Italy and to your mom, your soul has then traveled to outer space. If your thought and your energy and your emotion is strong enough and high vibrational enough, you can call that soul back to you, and that's how you have a physical exchange. I see that person in my dreams, or I feel that person around me, because your connection and your vibration is so strong, you're calling them to you. However, you can also go to them at any point in time because you're thinking about it. When you watch a movie and the movie is set in the 1920s and it's the horse and carriage days, for example, your soul is now there, experiencing everything that it is that you're engaging with, that you're thinking about. So your soul is watching the movie. Your soul is sitting here thinking about your mom or your travels or whatever. So you physically are not going there. However, energetically, fragments of your light can be in many, many, many different places at the one time. Now, when you start awakening and doing this soul work, your expansion carries you to Egyptian times, angelic times, Syrian times, Atlantean times, Lemurian times. So of course you are going to have experiences of this because that's what's in your energy field at that time. And if your connection is very strong, if you were Isis or Hathor in another life, or your connection to them is super strong, you'll start seeing them because you are calling them to you. So you could be experiencing an Egyptian god interaction in Egypt as a full immersive experience, as well as sitting in your Starbucks. This is called fragmentization. It's fractals of energy and experience. This is why everybody wants to come and be a human. It's fun. Yes, there's been manipulations and timelines of programming because it's so easy to program once you can understand all of this information. So if my soul can be everywhere and everything and every time, and if this is such a powerful thing, what should I do? I should make this person believe that there is 24 hours in a day, that they must have an education, that somebody else needs to tell them about their health because they don't have the power to heal themselves, and take away all of this knowing. Brilliant. So if you look at it from the other side, you can program yourself to be the strongest swimmer on earth, the tallest man on earth, the master chef, cooker, the whatever it is that you want to be, because you just need to program it. how evolved your soul is will be what type of experiences you have. So as we said, as the more awakened you are, or the more spiritual you are, you'll be constantly in contact with all of these other things happening at all the time. And you kind of have to ground yourself to be like, oh, I'm here for this experience, you know? But once you start doing that, the expansion continues. So it's not like your soul gets bigger, it gets more fractals. So instead of your energy being in your Starbucks and with your grandma, your energy could also be in the Starbucks with your grandmother, in a meditation with Isis, learning how to be a master chef, and several different things at the same time. This understanding is very crucial to manifestation, because it takes away the fact that you need a pure focus. The pure focus and manifesting one thing at a time has worked because it's built confidence in manifestation. It's time to upgrade that and to know that you are always manifesting. The fact that you are purely focused on manifestation is manifestation. You're manifesting that thing, the focus. So the fact that you are always manifesting, always, every single thing is a manifestation. Means you can have every single thing that you desire. You don't have to stop at the house. You don't have to stop at the relationship. It's completely unlimited. We think the worst word in your language is limitation, because why would you even make that word?
That's quite funny.
We understand we have spoken a lot. We've gone from star systems to soul to fractionalizations to energy and manipulating matter and a lot of information. So take what you can at this moment. There will be more and more and more. And we understand that this is new concepts, but we also know that your soul knows what we're talking about. So in a soul level, at a light level, this is a knowing. It's a knowing. It's a complete knowing. It's in your DNA.
So a question that, you mentioned that Earth, this is why so many people want to be on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So these type of experiences, or this vast range of experiences, don't happen other places, or not happening other places?
Not physically. So you can't get punched in the face somewhere else. Of course, manifestation doesn't work in the most highest form if you're not vibrationally aligned. So there can be some kind of glitch in the systems of something. But why people want to incarnate on Earth and come here for their soul to evolve is because the physical impact of that helps the soul to evolve quicker. There's only so much evolvement the soul can have energetically. It still needs a physical aspect. It still needs an emotional impact. It still needs the physical impact. It needs the connection to Mother Earth in a physical way. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah, it needs to be physical at some point.
So then, does all souls go through the physical process?
No. So you choose how much physicality you want. There could be souls that have their full evolvement after 2 lifetimes on Earth. The rest of the time they'll become a guide. Or assist in other areas and in other aspects, in other systems. It's based on your soul evolvement. That's how you can have young souls, old souls, and it's based on lifetimes, because there's still a physical aspect that's needed. So if you're coming and you're playing out the same story and you continue not to learn the lessons or evolve, you will continue to come back until you do, because it's unfulfilling, like an itch that cannot be scratched until your soul evolves.
Thank you. That because everyone makes it up. We've always made it out as if it's like a negative thing of that we keep coming back, when really we keep coming back because we're trying to scratch that itch.
Yeah. And sometimes the lesson is unclear until it's physical. Like, part of your soul for you, Justin, in this moment is humility. That is a huge lesson for you. How can you learn humility as a soul? You cannot. So being on this earth and how many lifetimes you have had, the humility factor is still an area in which the lesson is not complete. Now that you're aware of that, perhaps it could be accelerated. How can your soul evolve if you need to learn and figure out justice? Needs to be a physical experience over and over and over again until you can understand that. Or one big physical experience. But remember, your soul is here for those evolvements and for those lessons, but it's not 100% here all the time. It's still fractalized doing other things. So you're getting learning and lessons and evolvement elsewhere at the same time.
So could we, is there an advanced state in which we understand the components that are coming in from elsewhere?
Meditation and integration will assist with that. Listening to yourself, giving to yourself, those moments and integrating those moments will assist. It will come in download form, it will come in journal, it will come in painting a picture, it will come in an art form. Thank you. We don't want to sound dry on this. We want to sound joyful, because coming for this experience is joy, pure joy. Babies are associated with joy. It's a beautiful, multifaceted experience. It's complete joy. Tied in with soul evolution. What's very interesting is you come in with your plan, right? And your personality traits and your birth chart is already done, so you know your exit plan and all of this kind of stuff. So what you do when you get here is, of course, you forget all of that, but then you don't really factor in oh shit, now I've got abandonment issues that I've got to fix. Oh shit, now I've got trust issues that I have to fix. And then those you start to fix in the lifetime, if you're aware, instead of carrying that on. But those are the minor things that you picked up this lifetime. You're not evolving your soul. So you could get stuck forever, or not stuck is the wrong word. You could get caught up in fixing abandonment issues in this lifetime forever, and not give any time to the evolvement of the soul, because you're not looking at that. You're looking at the issue that you've had this lifetime. So when you exit and you have your summary and your review, what was the soul evolution is a 0, because it's never 0. Okay, it's never 0, but it could feel like that because you spend a majority of your life chasing the dad that you never had, chasing the money that you never had. Whereas your soul evolvement may have been working on gratitude, giving back to nature, birthing a child. But you get so caught up in the heightened emotion that becomes your life, not the soul purpose. And there's a difference. Life and soul purpose is 2 different things. So, yes, question, what happens when you have your soul, you fix your soul purpose and you're 15 years old? Amazing. You can choose to exit at that time. Or you could choose to create. Create. You have the freedom to create. And that feeling is, there is no weight on it's weightlessness. It's just pure flow and creation.
That's really cool.
We want to talk about music. So music and sound and vibration is our way of communication, is the way of universal communication. You will see people hitting out a Mariah Carey song that only know those English words. They don't know any other English words beyond hero, right? It is a form of vibrational alignment. This is why there was a timeline where music was considered the devil, or dancing was considered the devil. Again, a form of suppression. But you can't fight vibration. You cannot stop the vibration. Energy doesn't lie. Energy will always be there. So that was short-lived, I guess. So now what will happen is you will start to hear from people that are not necessarily quote-unquote musicians or singers that will start to sing, will start to have light language, angelic quotations, musical notes of these kinds of things to put out there into the vibration, because this will help us with timeline shift. This is also why sometimes all music will sound the same, or you'll have a genre. You say genre? You'll have genres of music, because it's hard to change the vibration or elevate vibration when it's so strong.
So, for example, like the emergence of hip hop and like all of a sudden hip hop just kind of came out of nowhere.
It was complete download. And when you're talking about hip hop and the emergence, there's a lot of gray areas of like where that started, how, and did it come from jazz and blues? Did it come from DJ? It came from everywhere. But it was such a strong vibration that it instilled freedom. It made people feel powerful. It made other people feel accepting. So don't underestimate the power of music. The vibration of music. Then you add words, and words are the most powerful tools that you have on your planet. Then you add words that carries energy, and that carries a frequency, that carries intention. And the quickest way to get that is to have 100 people singing the same song in the same words, in the same vibration, with the same intention. That's it. That's coding. That's coding the planet. That's coding the light or the dark or the whatever, but it's coding. And you can have people on all sides of the planet at all ages singing the same words. Look at how strong your national songs are. It's the same thing. They just took the form of vibrational alignment and words. People cry at the nationals anthems because it brings such vibrational emotion. It brings such power. So all songs do that at some level. And people have had experiences of listening to the same song, I don't know, over and over and over and over. And songs keep coming back and being remastered or redone because the vibration and the words are a current. That's why they continually come back. You can't fight a current. It'll always be there. So the music will shift in this timeline to be of angelic codes, to be of sound medicine, to be of healing words. And that flow is what's coming next. The opposite of your national anthems would be probably mantras. Mantras have been going on for years and years and years and years. Everybody knows mantras, right? They are sung on repeat by monks and people all over the world at the same time, sunrise, for hours. What are they doing? They are coding. They are coding. We say all this to share to you that there will be new sounds coming, new voices appearing, new sound waves taking over the frequency of the planet. Also, to share the songs that you have around you, the music that you play around you, around your family, in the car. Even subconsciously, it works so deeply to just really ensure that what your vibration and the music around you is a match. Any questions on music?
No. Just other ways we can use sound, like music. If we can use music in this way, how else can we use it?
So there's been sound ceremonies everywhere, right? There's been fire drums, there's been Maoris with the haka, there's been there's been so much. So the sounds that will come, of course, there will be maybe AI, but that's okay because it's not a bad thing. It's creation. You just have to recognize if it's a vibrational match to you or not, if it's a vibrational match to the current unity currency or not, if it's in alignment with you or not, and that's your choice. For a long time, heavy metal bands were considered feeding a demonic or satanic timeline. However, people could have been seeing that in the highest joy of their life. So it's up to you. You have the choice. Do you listen to that vibration? Do you tune in or do you not? But it is a fundamental vibration of who you are. That's why you have a voice. That's why you have ears.